Patriots from the mountains to the shore, this is a story of a man who settled the score. Donald Trump, the warrior, standing tall against the red, fighting communism's grip, keeping freedom ahead. He took a bullet for us, fist raised in the fight. Liberals hate him fierce, cause he's always right. Successful and strong, handling storms like a boss, kicking socialism's tail. America's gained their loss. He raised that mighty wall, 400 miles of steel, kept the invaders out, made the border real. 7 million jobs blooming like fields in the spring. Unemployment crushed low, hear the workers sing. Tax cuts for the folks, no more chains on your pay, tips and overtime free, lighting up the way, energy flowing free, drilling deep in the ground, affordable fuel for all, turning greens upside down. Oh, Donald Trump, crushing a communist snake, making America great. For heaven's sake, he took a bullet for freedom, stood up from the dirt. Liberals see them squirm cause it hurts. He's right, he's winning, handling every blow, from riots to fraud, putting on the show. God bless the USA, land of the brave and true. Trump's our guardian, red, white, and blue. Space Force Command, yeah, sharp as a blade. Genesis mission launching, cancer's getting slayed. Trade deals locked tight, tariffs hitting them square. No more endless wars, peace filling the air. Syria chains broken, freedom ringing out loud. Global alliance is strong, making tyrants bow. Western shield solid, security's the key. No room for socialists in this land of the free. Oh, no, Donald Trump, crushing the communist snake, making America great. For heaven's sake, he took a bullet for freedom, stood up from the dirt. Liberals see them squirm cause it hurts. He's right, he's winning, handling every blow, from riots to fraud, putting on the show. God bless the USA, land of the brave and true. Trump's our guardian, red, white, and blue. In Minnesota shadows, fraud running deep and wide. Somali schemes stealing billions, no place to hide. Tampon Tim dancing blind, letting crooks run the game, but Trump's calling them out, lighting justice's flame. Fake meals for ghosts, daycare doors bolted shut, healthcare highs bleeding us. Enough's enough, protests gone wild, anti-law fools in the street, banging pipes like cowards, facing defeat. You better snag that Nobel for peace, he's the man, bringing freedom worldwide, crushing tyrants' plan. From Iran's dark storms to borders under siege, Trump's kicking tail, hard turning page after page. Liberals despise him cause he's spot on and bold, successful as thunder, breaking their hold, handling every curveball from fraud to the fight. Patriot hate thunder, lighting up the night. Dems crumbling fast, losing the working man's trust. High prices tumbling, their dreams turn to dust. Genesis health reforms, chronic ills on the run. Toxic dyes banished, victories one by one. No kings, hypocrites, cheering dictators' chains. Gays back in Hamas, twisted insane. Trump exposes the right, makes them look like the fools, fighting socialism's grip with unbreakable tools. Oh, Donald Trump, crushing the communist snake, making I turned on the TV, what a sorry sight. Left us out there hugging every terrorist in the night. They scream from the river to the sea while rockets fly, then cry when the bad guys make the good guys die. They'll defend every dictator from Tehran to Havana. Long as he hates America, he's their kind of man. It ain't right and left no more, it's right and wrong. The left keeps picking the bad guys every time they sing their song. They love the tyrants, the thugs and the crooks, while the rest of us are working and reading the good book. Blue states are broken, red states are rolling in dough, but they still scream tax the rich like it's some kind of show. They march with blow-up rats and rainbow capes, blue-haired Karens and beta males in their safe space parade. They glue themselves to the road for the climate today. Tomorrow they're blocking traffic for some new Marxist play. They'll cancel your job if you don't use the right word, but defend every groomer and pedophile they've ever heard. It ain't right and left no more, it's right and wrong. The left keeps backing the bad guys singing the same old song. They cheer for the terrorists, the socialists, the crooks, while their cities burn down and they rewrite all the books. Blue states tax you till you're broke, red states let you keep your pay, but they still scream, eat the rich, every single day. California's bankrupt, New York City's a mess, Chicago's on fire and they blame it on right-wing stress. They spend like drunk sailors on every dumb idea, while red states are thriving with low taxes and cold beer. They print more money than a counterfeit ring, then wonder why inflation's got the middle class on the brink. They say they're for the people, but they hate the working man. They love every tyrant with a 5-year plan, from Hamas to Maduro, from Beijing to Tehran. If he hates America, he's their kind of man. It ain't right and left no more, it's right and wrong. The left keeps choosing evil every time they play that song. They'll back the bad guys, the thugs and the crooks, while the rest of us are praying and reading the good book. Blue states are dying, red states are doing just fine, but they'll keep on spending till they run out of other people's dimes. Yeah, it ain't about left and right anymore, it's about right and dead wrong. Pass the beer, boys, we got work to do.
All right, it's that time of night. Hello, everybody. It's 9 p.m. It's actually a little later than that. I had a hard time getting on tonight, but we're here. And I had to make a few last-minute adjustments, and I also still see that I've got something running in the background there, too. Let me make sure I got everything off that can be off. I was still getting things arranged from last night. I'm going back to, obviously, tonight. We're going to use the 6 screen tonight. There's nothing going on. It's quiet, so we're going to just be doing a little bit of shopkeeping tonight and catching up and discussing a few of those things that we put off because we don't have enough time. And so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. It is the Sunday night edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian, and I am broadcasting live tonight from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. I've been working in the studios the last couple of days, getting things all fixed up in here, and it's not so bad, but but I'm still working on a few things here and there. But I can show you guys. Here's what it looks like in here. We still got things going on. You can even see my junk stacked on top of the refrigerator there if you look hard enough. But there you go. You can see we've got. I don't know why that camera is so far to the left. It's one of those things where I actually have camera controls on these cameras, and they both do. I've got two cameras that kind of do their own thing. You ever see that thing in Sesame Street? You know, one of these kids is doing his own thing. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of what's going on here. But anyway, oh wait, here we go. It's moving. There we go. I can move it over. It's actually supposed to be more like this right here. There we go. And then the logo covers the big air conditioner. See what I mean? See, there's a plan for everything. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, there we go. And then that goes there, and boom, we're done. Okay, there we go. There's our studio view. I got all my ham equipment right here. I got my other workstation over there. That's my breaking news station. If I ever find anybody to work there, that would be cool. But I actually have 4 workstations in here if I ever had a crew show up. But anyway, it's pretty cool. We've got I've got right now about 6 or 7 TVs. I monitor all the different things that are going on around the world in here while we're here, and I also have the news here below on the first set of screens down here. And then I have the show basically on these screens. And then behind me over here, those are all my Linux machines that I've been working on so hard. And they are working. Had a very suspicious, strange power outage last night. I'm laying in bed, I'm sleeping, and something wakes me up, and I don't know what it is. And I realized that my TV is no longer playing my sleeping sound, music, sound effects, whatever it's playing. I use like the sound of rain and rolling thunder in the distance to sleep. I also use what they call sleep music, different frequencies of sleep music, and all that works really good. And so what I do is I just put a lot of times I just put it on the TV, and the screen brightness is down pretty low, so it does, and most of the screens are dark anyway, and I lay there and I sleep and everything's good. However, the problem is if there's an internet outage or a power outage in the middle of the night, it usually wakes me up because the sleep music or the ambiance goes off, especially if it turns out to be a power outage completely. Then the fans, the two fans I have in my room also go off. I have to have a lot of background noise to sleep. I have tinnitus really bad, and the ringing in my ears is crazy sometimes. No, there's no one in the studio behind me. These are OBS bot cameras. They're pan-tilt zoom. I've used them at the parade. I've used them in a bunch of different things. They're pan-tilt zoom cameras. Yeah, that's what they do. There you go. You just give me a hard time. But yeah, there you go. So tonight we are back on the 6th grid. We're watching the weather. There's really nothing going on the weather. There is a few more things I'm going to check over here. I haven't had a chance to check all of my different things that I normally check. So let's see what we can find under volcanoes, maybe. Let's see if there's anything going on with these. This one in Guatemala, it's like it's always in a cloud bank. I can never see the damn thing. And the Mayan one in the Philippines is even worse. It's like this mountain is so tall that it's always in the clouds. And then, of course, the one in Hawaii, it's fairly calm right now. That's one I like to watch. Samaru is calm right now. Yeah, and there we go. There's Kilauea in Hawaii, calm. There's Bromo, calm. So I mean, it's there's not a whole lot going on tonight. I'm looking at the multicam here. There's 8 or 9 different views. They're all pretty quiet tonight. But we are going to go ahead and do a full news roundup tonight since we have time. And one of the things that I always like to check is earthquakes. And we have had a few. Here is our earthquake monitor here on Starship Adventures. Make it sound like I take credit for doing this. It's just a website. But anyway, there you go. We can refresh it again so you can see. I don't, to keep the confusion down, this is set on yesterday and today only. So it's only showing you earthquakes from yesterday and today. That's it. Okay? And that's important because a lot of times we have these things set on so you can see everything, and it's literally like circles everywhere, and it's confusing. This, if it's Pepto-Bismol, it is yesterday. And if it's purple, it's today. So there you go. Oh, you're trying to get chirp on Zoran. All right, I don't know if there is a Linux version. You may have to use wine and bottles to get that in. But if you can't, if they don't, always use the Linux version if you can find one. However, if you can't find one, then you might be able to run it with wine and the associated programs like bottles and stuff like that go with it. You might be able to run it with that. They caused a lot of mayhem last night. They did a lot of damage, probably in the tens of thousands overall. Some private, mostly public. There was nothing special about last night or yesterday's rallies. It was about No Kings 1 again, is what it was. No Kings 2 was a bust, but No Kings 3 probably had about as many as No Kings, the first No Kings did. But I am going to get into all that right now, as a matter of fact. Let me just pull up the information that I have here. Man, I don't know. If they took AI away from me, I don't know what I would do with myself. I would be this. I don't know how I would do it. Um, hey, lead farmer, what's up? Hey, ho ho. These protesters gotta go. I think's how the song goes. Uh, you think they gained a lot of momentum yesterday? Okay. I agree they did some. Yes. I don't think it's significant though. But let's talk about what happened yesterday. A lot of it was mostly peaceful. You know, it's always mostly peaceful. It depends on who you talk to. But I did see riotous activity in Portland, Oregon. That was the only place. L.A. Oh God, we got really close in L.A. and we couldn't see everything. So I'm sure if we went back with the tweezers, we could probably make that one a riot too. But the one in Portland was definitely a riot. They were ripping down security cameras off a federal building. They were throwing things at the cops. And they were trying to did actually rip open an outer wooden door that was to protect the building. So there was riotous activity last night. So in my opinion, it was all protesting, some legal, some in gray areas. But in Portland, in front of the ice building, it was definitely riotous. Um, yep. Yeah, everybody's in tonight. Hello, everybody. I wish I had more to report. I added a few more emoticons. Yep, as you guys join up, it gives me more. From now on, like every 5 or 10 people that join, I get a couple more emoticons. So that's why you see every night, more and more of them popping up. And I'm looking for suggestions at this point. I've run out of ideas. Okay. But that's the seismic report for tonight. You can see that there was a pretty big one here, 5.9, over there north of Australia, west of New Zealand. Over here, what's this? Near west of New Guinea, south of Malaysia. I mean, if you're really looking for it on a map. I just some things I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Now, there was a cluster down here yesterday, but it did not repeat itself today. And this is going to be down on the southwestern coast of Mexico. And that was a pretty good cluster, a bunch of 4s and early 5s. So, yeah. And also, yesterday and today, a cluster of very small quakes, 3s and maybe a 4 out here in the Caribbean. This is not that unusual. There is a minor fault line in the Caribbean. And this is all right down in the British Virgin Islands between Anguilla and San Juan, Puerto Rico. So there you go. Oh, actually, there was actually some west of there too. Yeah, right, way over here. That's not bad. I mean, if you look at this, this is not. This is a fairly big cluster here. So anyway, I just been just looking at that myself. Anyway, and then you have the normal stuff. This one up here, this area up here has had very active seismic for about a year now. It's been just going crazy. And then today, a 5.1 there in Japan. So that's right there on the southern island chains there south of Japan. And you can see there that one there. And then the only other one I said already, the British New Britain region down here. That's the one I talked about a few minutes ago. So there we go. That's the roundup of what's happening on the seismic monitor. I should have a liner. And that's the seismic monitor. Da-da-da. Okay. And as far as weather goes, there is no storm chasers out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what happened with some of the protesting and stuff last night. And while I do that, I'm going to go ahead. This is something I don't do a whole lot, but I'm going to do it right now. Let's see if I can find something real quick. Just give me a second. Oh, somebody had put up a quick composite of all that crap last night. Give me just 1 second here. There's so much spoofing. It is really hard to find what I'm looking for. Damn, I should have saved that earlier when I found it. Man, damn it. It makes me mad now. It was just somebody that was running a grid kind of like I do normally. And they are showing all of the riotous activity from yesterday. Oh, this one will do. I don't think it's quite as good, but this one will do. All right, let's put this on here. What I'm going to do in the big screen while I'm talking about this, I'm going to play someone who's playing some clips from yesterday when it got kind of hot. So that's what we're going to do here. I just got to find everything here and turn it off. Why is that down there? That needs to go up here. There we go. And there we go. Oh, shit. I hate the way this program does things. This is not a good stream. Damn it. I'm now mad at myself that I didn't save that other stream. All right, well, we're just going to have to go with this. It's okay. All right, so, but what we got basically here is someone was streaming either yesterday or whatever, and they've put it out here as like some of the moments from yesterday's riotous protests. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to play this in the big screen while I'm talking about it so you can see some of the things that happened yesterday during the protesting. All right, so here's the top reported rallies, and I'm going to give you what information is available here. Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities. This was the flagship event. Attendance, 200,000 plus. I don't buy this. These figures are lies, okay? There's no way there was 200,000 people there. There was probably 20,000 people there. Do you guys know how many toilets it takes for 200,000 people? I want you to think about this for a minute. I just look at the logistics here. I've actually took a class years ago on measuring crowd size. And my throat's almost gone from yesterday. Sorry, guys. There's no way there was 200. Do you know how many blocks of 4-lane road it takes to just hold 200,000 people? There's no way. I saw the overheads yesterday. That's bullshit. They always put out these bullshit numbers. Oh, look at us. They did the same thing when Glenn Beck did his rally, and then the Vagina Hats did their rally. Remember that? I think the Vagina Hats went first. Code Pink and the Vagina Hats were out there, killing babies, whatever I forget what. And they said they had 2 million people at their rally. And then Glenn Beck shows up out there a month later, puts twice as many people in the same park, fills it to the gills. And they said he had about 50,000. The same news agency. And the numbers are always bullshit. Okay, I'm just telling you. And of course, even though I'm getting this from Grok, these numbers have all been produced by left-wing media talking to left-wing activists that are paid by left-wing rich people to go out and create harm in our communities. So there you go. Code Pink, the Vagina Hats. Glenn Beck's come around. He came around. I met Glenn Beck. I had a chance to spend a few hours with him and actually do a little production with him while he was here in town. I just knew the guy as a radio guy, and I like listening to his show. But once you meet him, you really like him. He's just a great guy. And the other one that really surprised me was Sean Hannity. Really great, nice guy. You just wouldn't believe it. You would think these people would be stuck-up assholes, being such popular talent, making millions of dollars. But no, man, they come to our stations for whatever reason they're there. Usually went down here, they're vacationing down here or whatever, and they're using our studio to go on and do their show while they're here. So anyway, let's get back to those numbers. So 200,000 people. This number was provided by the organizers. This is an absolute out-and-out lie. It's exaggerated by about 1,000%. Sorry, don't mean to be an asshole. I think there was probably 15 or 20,000 people total, and I think that counts all the different gatherings. There just wasn't that many people. Their arrests were minimal. There was no widespread reported events. Largest single rally of the day featured speakers and performances. 200,000. Whatever they're smoking, I'll take a bag. Los Angeles, California, downtown and City Hall area. Attendance, tens of thousands. The leftists estimated, for the media, who's also leftist, estimated that it was between 50,000 and 100,000. maybe 10, maybe 10. I think 10 or 15 would be a safe number. 10,000, 15,000. See, this is how they do it. They get a big enough number out there that they can now just throw any number out there, and it's good because nobody can count that many people. I'm not a huge Hannity fan. He's a little too listy for me, and he's a little too kind of predictable. I don't know. My favorite's Mark Levin. I like Mark Levin. Get off the phone, you big dope. That's my guy. And I also, but I do like Glenn Beck. He would be my second national host if I had to choose. Of course, my favorite show is Coast to Coast, but let's not get into all of that. Him adding up the number of abortions in one of these crowds. Now, those numbers I would believe. All right. So anyway, there was 75 arrests in L.A. last night, mostly failure to disperse after clashes near federal buildings. 75 arrests last night. Was that riotous? They were throwing shit. 75 people got arrested. They were blocking roads, messing up neighborhoods after dark. They didn't disperse when they were told. Yep, that's a riot. It was not a very bad one though. Let's not go. I don't want to blow it out of proportion like they're doing. Okay, mostly peaceful, my ass. When you say mostly peaceful, what does that mean? Does that mean if I have 100 people that I bring, and only 2 of them smash all the windows in the parking lot? The people I brought were mostly peaceful because 98% of them didn't smash anything. I mean, that's literally how they think about this. It was mostly peaceful, meaning that only one Target store got burned down. It wasn't a big deal. You know, it was only 5 autonomous vehicles that they lured there to burn down. Jesus Christ. It was mostly peaceful, except the pay no attention to the burning cars. Oh, boy. Hey, Dreadnought. Hey, Standard. What you guys doing? I like Gutfeld. He's funny as shit. Well, but see, I'm fine with Israel first for him because I'm America first, but I understand Mark Levin's point on this. He's very America first too, by the way. I like him, and I know that going in. So, if you're a Jew hater, then you probably wouldn't like Mark Levin. I get it. That's cool. I guess if you're into racism. If you're a Jew hater, you're a racist. I just want to get that out of the way, because you're hating people just because of who they are. Because of how they were born, where they were born. That's racist. All right, so heavy enough there. Let's go to the next one here. Some violence was reported in L.A. Rocks and bottles were thrown at police. Tear gas was deployed. And as I already said, 75 arrests. New York City. New York. Attendance, tens of thousands stretched multiple blocks in Manhattan. Yeah, tens of thousands. Maybe 10. Maybe tens. I don't think there was an S on there. From what I saw in New York, it was probably 6,000 to 10,000, and they did stretch about 2 blocks. They were spreading out though. They're taught what to do. They mixed the signs up. I noticed there's 5 different printed signs, but they're all mixed up. There's no like pockets of one kind of sign. They're very careful about stuff like that. They also, once they start marching, they spread out. It's almost like COVID rules or something. And what it is they're just trying to make it look like more people are there. And these are all tricks that unions used to give out to their members in pamphlets and cards. Here's some card to keep in your pocket. And people would find these cards laying on the ground where they drop them. And it says right on there, space yourself out, make it look like there's more people, things like that. So, yeah, that's literally how they do it. There's also other things they do to make it seem like there's more people there. San Diego, California, number 4 on the list. Attendance, they're saying the organizers are reporting about 40,000. It's going to be under 10. And it's described as peaceful. There was no crime, no incidents, and no arrests. I'm glad to hear that. Washington, D.C., where crime's no longer a problem because of Donald Trump. Dreadnought, thank you for the gift there and look who got it. Maybe it'll work this time. Yeah, I hate unions. There was a time and a place. We are long past it. You hit him. You got it. Yep. That's cool. Maybe it'll... I heard you said something about something happened to your gifted membership. Well, there it is again. So I did not get any warnings or notifications. It might have rolled over to the next person for one reason or another. I don't know. But I have absolutely no control over it, and neither does the person putting it in. So it's a lottery, apparently. Now I'm not getting rid of you. Yeah. And you get all the new emojis and stuff. We'll do a Zoom meeting in about 3 weeks or so. I'm going to schedule it. You'll get a week of notice. You'll get a link, and we're all going to meet in there and just bullshit for a couple hours. It'll be fun. BYOS. Okay, and then so D.C. attendance, thousands marched. That's honest. Thousands marched in D.C. There was thousands, probably 5 or 6. They marched from the National Mall, down the National Mall to the Lincoln Memorial. There was only a few arrests reported. There was some high-profile speakers there, including Bernie Sanders, who was yelling about some shit. I don't know what it was. And then I can't do it. My throat's done. The only thing I can do with my throat's like this, sometimes I can still do Bill Clinton because his throat was always messed up. But see, I can't even do him. Probably a short night tonight, guys. All right. There was very few, if any, arrests in Philadelphia, believe it or not. There was thousands that marched. They marched from City Hall, and they went around and messed up traffic all over town. And let's see, San Francisco, California, thousands in attendance. No numbers really beyond that. There was only a couple of arrests. March from Embarcadero to Civic Center, it says. And there was low incidence on that one. And Chicago, Illinois, there was no widely reported arrests, although there was a few. Thousands did gather at Grant Park area for the protest. And see, when they say thousands, it probably was thousands. It was probably like 1,200 people. Seattle, Washington, attendance, thousands. Arrests, low. March from Cal Anderson Park. And then, of course, number 10, Boston. And I asked it for the top 50, and the rest of them, it says, were smaller than 1,000 people. So, but anyway, Boston, attendance. The organizer reported to local media in a press release that 180,000 people attended the Boston, Massachusetts rally. And it says right on here, these are estimates from the Boston Common Area Coordinator. So some liberal told the media that those 6,000 people over there were actually 180,000 people, and they printed it. That sucks, dude. That sucks. Most other cities had crowds ranging from 100 to the low thousands. Nationwide, violence and arrests were relatively low throughout the weekend, limited compared to the scale of the number of people that came out. With the majority of events described as peaceful, organizers called it a large single-day demonstration, the largest single-day demonstration in U.S. history. I don't think so, but I don't know. I would have to do some research to dispute that. Again, if you use their numbers, it's the largest demonstration on this side of the Gamma Quadrant. Okay, there's never been, there's never been anything like this. Not even the Freedom Riots on Tel 86 or anything. I mean, no matter where you go in the universe, you're not going to find riots like this. I don't care where you go. They're saying this is the biggest protest ever. Oh my God, it's the biggest protest ever that's ever happened. Yeah, because look at what you're doing. You're inflating the numbers. The organizer, 180,000 people in Boston, Mass. In Boston, Mass. It was closer to 4,000 people. What a crazy mess. No unions. No unions. I do what we do in Florida. If you strike, I lay you off. Yeah, we did it down here. We did it. People walk out. We're on strike. Bye. The next morning, they show up at work, and the boss comes out and says, y'all get off my property. You're trespassed. You literally don't work here anymore. If you want to come in and get your shit out of the locker, come in two at a time. And we don't put up with that bullshit down here. Yeah, throw a like on there. I appreciate that. Let's see, what do we got for likes so far? We're at 29 likes. There's 65 of you watching right now. Come on. Starship Union boss. Yeah, he's the Grand Poobah of the local 1349. No thanks. All right, so there's a couple other weird quinky dinks I wanted to go over today. So, weird stuff. Oh, I don't know. See, most of this stuff's just deeply political, and I'm not. I do want to tell you guys about this. Coke bottles. You ever wonder why Coke bottles turn yellow? Coke bottle caps, they're red all year, right? Normally red. Every now and then you'll see black ones or something if they're using an alternate bottler or something. But normally Coca-Cola 2-liter bottles and their plastic bottles all have a red cap. However, if you go buy some today, you might find that the yellow caps are back. So why is it in the spring? Is it that yellow caps come out for a little while, and then all of a sudden we go back to red caps again, and it's never explained. Nobody knows why. Well, every spring, Coca-Cola bottle looks a little different, sporting a bright yellow cap rather than the usual red one. While social media has compared the seasonal product to Mexican Coke, which uses cane sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup, I do actually like the Mexican Coke a little better, or what they call real sugar Coke, whatever. The origin of the cap change traces back to the rabbi in the Atlanta, Georgia area. The Rabbi Tobias Geffen, who led Atlanta's Orthodox Jewish community and served as a rabbi of the congregation Shereth in Israel in Atlanta, is credited with making the iconic beverage kosher and eventually giving it approval for consumption during Passover, according to the Atlanta Jewish Times. Jews who keep kosher are forbidden from eating certain items, including pork and shellfish. You should never eat shellfish anyway. It's poison. But anyway, they are also barred from eating beef that is not certified kosher during Passover. These guidelines become more stringent as many Jews refrain from consuming grain products and take corn syrup off the table. Okay, so what it is in 1935, the Coca-Cola company allowed Geffen, the rabbi, to see the ingredients of the beverage while preserving its secret by not revealing the proportions. He found that the beverage contained two items glycerin derived from non-kosher beef tallow and corn syrup. While Coke failed Griffin's initial inquiry, the company's scientists found that glycerin derived from cottonseed and coconut oil could be used without altering the soda's taste, solving one of the problems. So after the ingredient change, Geffen gave it his seal of approval for consumption. But Coke was still forbidden during Passover. However, the company's scientists were able to replace the grain-derived ingredients with cane and beet sugars, allowing Jews to enjoy the beverage during Passover and actually all year long. After Coca-Cola shifted to the high fructose corn syrup in its standard U.S. formula in the 1980s, the Passover version remained a seasonal exception. Every year in the weeks leading up to Passover, shelves fill in Coca-Cola products with the bright yellow caps, signifying that they are sweetened with cane sugar and not corn syrup, therefore making them kosher. The renewed interest in the cane sugar soda came as Coca-Cola started to expand its use of the sweetener. Oh my God, I hate these stupid pop-up ads. This ad literally popped up over the page and it won't go away. I hate that. Whew. The renewed interest in the sugar soda came as Coca-Cola started to expand its use of the sweetener in the U.S. Beyond the seasonal product. In October 25, Coca-Cola began rolling out cane sugar soda packaged in glass bottles. The change garnered the support of President Donald Trump, who said the cane sugar soda was better than the high fructose corn syrup, and I agree. The product was introduced in select markets, though Coca-Cola has not indicated whether it plans to shift away from using the corn syrup. In recent years, the yellow cap bottles have attracted more attention on social media as some began comparing them to Mexican Coke, which is sweetened by cane sugar. So it does taste a little more like that. While Mexican Coke is typically sold in glass bottles and generally costs more than the soda produced in the U.S., the version that is available around Passover has the sweetener without the high price tag. They're the same price. Some social media foodies have encouraged followers to stock up on the seasonal edition of the soda because of the low price. And of course, kept in a cool, dry place, soda will last a year. The posts have sparked discussions about why the cane sugar version was not available year-round. This could be due to the supply issue, is probably why, according to the chief financial officer there at Coke. Coke did not immediately respond to Fox Business's requests for comment. So there you go. So if you go into the store and you see them and they have the bright yellow cap, not only are they kosher, but they don't have any of that high fructose corn syrup shit in them. They're made with real sugar. So try that. If you're a regular Coca-Cola, or as we call it, Coke Classic or whatever, if you're a drinker of good old regular Coca-Cola, look for the bright orange cap. And if you're Jewish, you're good to go, man. It's good to go. I got family that drinks beer warm. I tell them they're crazy. I mean, beer's nasty when it's cold. I couldn't imagine it warm. Ugh, God almighty. Can't imagine. My co-host is sound asleep over here. But anyway, so there you go. That's your bright yellow caps on your Cokes. And you know, another really cool thing that's happening today, Vice President J.D. Vance came out today and claimed in a podcast interview on Friday, he came out in a podcast on Friday that the Trump administration believes Representative Ilhan Omar, a Minnesota Democrat, a Somali Minnesota Democrat, I just want to make that clear. Oh, God is King, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. All money that I make on supers goes back into the studio. Thank you very much. It doesn't give me the thing to put a little thank you on there, but okay. Thank you. I'm saying it. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hate warm beer. Ugh. Starship Union president. There he is. Oh, God, he changed his name. The spokesman for Representative Ilhan Omar told Fox News Digital in a statement that the claim is a ridiculous lie. Of course, all the Somalis have been caught in fraud, and it's all just a ridiculous lie. Isn't that true? Yeah, it's because they're Somali. I'm sure all the cops are racist. I'm sure all the FBI's racist. I'm sure Nick Shirley's racist. I'm sure everybody's racist. Tampon Tim's been doing a great job out there. My God. And a desperate attempt from Republicans to distract from the public from the Iran war, high gas prices, and low poll numbers. She is a dumbass. All right, so anyway, she's been accused of fraud, okay? And she's pushing back against these allegations, of course, because she's got a mouth and she's going to flap it. Omar's chief of staff came out with a statement that says that this is rich coming from someone who literally said they were willing to create stories to redirect the media, the statement said. Listen, one thing I've learned about these people, they just say whatever. They don't give a shit. They just say whatever. They really don't care. All right, so I'll keep this video up for just a little while. We're showing you all the nut bags from yesterday. This is a rundown of all the nuts from yesterday. We can't change it for 14 days. Ooh. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So anyway, she wrote there that she has no economic policies to tout, and she's resorting to recruit. I'm innocent. They're just after me because I'm a Somali. Just because every other Somali in the entire country is involved in some kind of fraud right now, and if you sail your boat anywhere near their country, they'll pirate your ass. Yeah. If everybody in the room's an asshole, then actually that's not the case. You're correct about that. That's true. All right. So anyway, she spoke to a crowd over the weekend, claiming her innocence. The funniest part of it is the African nation of Somalia, where she's from, said that they would love to take her back when she's charged. An African nation is calling for Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, from Tampon Timland, to be extradited after Vice President J.D. Vance claimed during an interview that the lawmaker committed immigration fraud. The Republic of Somaliland is particularly recognized state in the Horn of Africa, reacted to a post on X to the claim that Vance made in a podcast interview with conservative commentator Benny Johnson. Deportation, please, you're just sending the princess back to her kingdom. Extradition, say the word, the post read. In an interview, Vance said he has spoken with the White House immigration advisor, Stephen Miller, about the potential legal actions against Omar, saying, "We think Ilhan Omar definitely committed immigration fraud against the United States of America. We're trying." You know what? This just shows you if you live in a shitty house, you shouldn't throw stones, or whatever. How you live in a glass house, whatever, you shouldn't throw stones. And this is the thing. She's been casting shit on everybody, and her own affairs aren't in order. She can't explain how one year she has $73,000 in assets to her name, and the following year she has $16 million worth of assets to her name. Oh, how's that? I don't know. Connected to any Somali daycares, maybe? Getting kickbacks, maybe? Okay. Sorry. Oh, she and AOC and all the rest of that dumb squad, the dolt squad, as I call them, the dumbass squad. They are all just insufferable people. And the worst is AOC, because she actually has presidential aspirations, and this bitch couldn't change her own tire. I'm telling you, she don't have the common sense that God gave the average salad bar. All right? She makes Kamala Harris look deep and interesting. Okay? I think I do. She is bad news bears, I'm telling you. And she has presidential aspirations. You have to keep that in mind. Oh, do we have a representative from the People's Republic of Washington? Yeah, when we get a lot of calls from California into my local radio show here. We are the number 12th streaming show this week in the world, streaming talk show. So we get a lot of calls from all over the country, even out of country. We get calls from expats and different people around different places. It's kind of amazing. And we get calls from California, Washington, and Portland. And anytime we get a call from anybody west of the Rockies, to go back to my coast-to-coast reference there, anytime we take a call from west of the Rockies, we always introduced it. John is calling from behind enemy lines in San Francisco, California. John, what's on your mind today? That's literally how we do it. 92.5 Fox News in Fort Myers, Florida. Yep, 92.5 Fox News. And I produce the Trey Radel Show. Trey Radel, R-A-D-E-L, Trey Radel Show on 92.5 Fox News. It is the number 2 talk show in all of the area, right behind Glenn Beck. We even beat Sean Hannity and all the other national shows. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Miss Clancy, I absolutely agree that, and that's a concern, because these younger generations, even people that are in their upper 40s, it seems like AOC, Kamala Harris, all these people that are in politics, and I can mention men too. It's not just women. They're absolute dolts. They don't even understand how politics works. I feel like I understand politics a lot better than the people that serve me sometimes. Anyway, it's 92.5 Fox News, and then just put Fort Myers. It'll come up. We're on TuneIn Radio. We're also on Spotify and everywhere podcasts are given away, because we don't sell them. So you can listen to my past shows on the podcasts on Spotify or any of the podcast things. And you can listen to the live shows from 5 to 8 every night, Eastern, on TuneIn. Or, of course, if you're in Southwest Florida, you can listen on 92.5 on frequency modulation. All right. In the 2-meter band. Yep, it is. I'm telling you guys. And you know something, I watched, those guys right there that you're seeing in the big screen right now. We listened to those guys for a while yesterday. And they went around, and it was fairly peaceful. I got to tell you, when that girl, what's the girl's, I watch her too. I'm subscribed to her. I can't remember the name of her. The cute girl that goes out with the microphone and puts it right in her face. I love it. I can't remember her name. You guys will put it in. I know you know who I'm talking about. She gets run out of places and trespassed, and I think it's great. I don't know. Don't know. I've learned not to try to second guess Donald Trump. I personally think that he's saber rattling a little bit. I think he's just I think he's showing. I think he, if he was a cat, he's got his fur up and he's hissing. Okay, and he's telling them, come to the table, or we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do the whole thing. I don't think he wants to use them. I really don't. I think it's bad if he uses them for him. But I also know that he'll flex to get where he wants to go, and then still not necessarily use them, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I'm hoping not. I don't want to get back into nation building. I don't want boots in the sand. Bomb what we can bomb and pull out. That's where I'm at. But Donald Trump doesn't always do what I want him to do, and yet he seems to be doing a great job. So you have to keep that in mind. This is a minor setback, and the fuel prices are going to slow down our recovery from the Joe Biden era, which completely destroyed almost our entire economy. And we were well on the way back from that. And then this happens. It sucks. Yep, there's the other channel, Starship After Dark. Please go over there and give me a sub over there. I'd appreciate it. That channel right now, I got 2 different feeds up over there, monitoring the Middle East. And Dispatch, please make sure you plug your show a couple times tonight, too. Yes, please do. I think I have the link here. Do I have the link? No, I guess not. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Yes, everyone, please go over and give this channel a sub. I think you'll like it. All right. Yeah. Well, the Starship After Dark, the reason I did the After Dark was I was looking to obviously do a parallel branding, is what they call it, when you're going to have 2 things that are basically using the same resources, and you're going to brand them similarly because they're owned by the same person. And so that's what I did. If you notice, it's basically the same logo. It just has different words and different colors. They're both on the same master account. This one is monetized. That one is not. I may eventually monetize that one, but it's not really what that's not really the goal over there. I'm gonna be honest why I did it. Here, I haven't told the story in months. I'm gonna tell you why. Why do I have a second channel? Here's why. Every time I go live with one of my side streams over here, it sends you a notification. I don't want to do that because then you're gonna be like, I get these notifications all the time, and I go and there's nothing there. He's got some stream up for some ham radio thing. I don't even know what it is. So all of the hosted content, real live hosted content, is only on this channel, Starship Adventures. All of the non-hosted or static content, which is just content that runs itself, basically, there's no one talking, that is all over on Starship After Dark. And so that way, you can hit the subscribe over there, but don't hit the notification bell. That way, when you hit it here, please hit it on this channel, because every time this channel goes live, I'm sitting in this chair, or I'm out in the field, or I'm driving, or I'm chasing, or I'm on vacation, and I'm up at my cabin, and I'm going live to do a show. Every single thing on this channel is live hosted, or it's a produced video that I'm releasing to my folks. Okay, so just look for that, and just remember that I don't suggest hitting the notification bell on the second channel. But I strongly recommend hitting it on this channel, because when I go live here, it could be breaking news. It could be something fun going on or whatever. Or it'll remind you that, hey, it's 9 o'clock and he's going live. Okay. Yes, I don't know that I've read that yet, Dreadnought, but yes, I'm big on this. You know, I'm a libertarian, and I still believe that we do need to have some controls on these radical drugs. The problem is none of the controls we've used so far have worked. You can still buy this shit anywhere. You know, with marijuana, we just decided, hey, it's just easier to make it legal. That's what everybody's just doing now, because the enforcement's just been a huge waste of time over the years. It's been a huge waste of a lot of people's time. When you look at the million years that has been spent, a million years has been spent behind bars over the last 100 years by people. A million years has been spent by people because they had a plant in their pocket. Kind of crazy when you think about it. But yeah, fentanyl's a whole different animal. That one wasn't left by God. That one was made by man. And it's somewhat evil because it's made in such a way that it's cheap. It's very, very potent. And people don't know how to deal with it. And that's why so many people die from it. And it's bad news. I don't know what else to say about it. When Trump's taking out these boats from Venezuela, I really didn't like it at first. But man, it shut down the problem. I mean, it didn't end it. It didn't finish it or fix it. But it shut it way, way down. Now, that's going to have two effects, one good and one bad. The good effect is some people aren't going to be able to get it. And in that respect, they probably won't kill themselves with it. That's good. The bad effect is it's going to up the ante on the street. It's going to bring the value of the product up. And more people are going to get shot over it now. And so it has two effects. I don't know which is worse and which is better. You guys have to decide that on your own. Yes. Yep. I'm very much against, like I said, I'm a libertarian, but I am not for the freebie of all drugs. I'm just not. I don't think we can handle that yet as a society. You know, we can't quite handle having beer and marijuana just available in every corner. We're still having a problem with that. And so, as much as I'm a libertarian, I'm okay with the lines in the sand that we're drawing. But I also will tell you, Dreadnought, I don't know that any law or any new law or any more stringent penalties, or I don't know if there's anything they could have done to prevent this. That's my problem, is they're doing this enforcement. They violate the Constitution all the time in the name of drug enforcement. I mean, it's crazy, and it still doesn't get the job done. Am I saying they're doing a bad job? No, it's an impossible task, is what I'm saying. It's an impossible task. It's impossible if you're a parent and you're dealing with it with a child. It's impossible if you're a teacher and you're dealing with it in the classroom. It's impossible on the streets. People getting shot over it. People spending their income on it. It's terrible. It's terrible. And the problem with fentanyl is it can be made synthetically. It doesn't have to be grown in big amounts. A lot of it can be made by, with fairly cheap ingredients, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, fentanyl's terrible. And that's why I was okay with him nuking them boats, not nuking them, but, striking those boats. I was fine with that. Look, if you get in a boat that's loaded to the gills, loaded right to the tide with fentanyl, yeah, you take the drone hit. Boom, you're done. Bye. I'm good with that. It made me uncomfortable, but, the more I think about it, the more I accepted it, the more I think I'm really good with that. I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, I agree on a lot of things. Like, I agree on marijuana. I agree with that point 100%, what you just said there. but a lead farmer. But I also know, you know, I don't know. I agree with what you say with weed. With fentanyl, that's not the problem. The only way I could say that you're right on this is if you also control the dosages and things like that. The problem with fentanyl is that you need to mix like fentanyl with 99% some other shit in order to make it into a pill because it takes so little of it. That's why people keep dying from it. And it's bad. If I keep talking about this, I'm going to lose my monetization. But, yeah, I'm good with it. Whatever. Just do it. Yeah. All right, so we're still watching these. This is all protest video from yesterday that I'm re-racking here. They're working the cameras around so you can see all the different protests here that went on yesterday. The upper, middle, and upper right, those are just a rotating view from around the world, around the country. Upper left is Tel Aviv, where they are having the end of a quiet night right now. We should have first light in Tel Aviv here before long. And then Fox News Now going through all of the latest things that are going on out there right now. And so that's what we've got going on. This is Starship Adventures. My name's Ian, and this is our nightly show that comes on every night at 9 p.m. Eastern called The Sights and Sounds of Earth. And there you go. I agree with you. Weed is not good for a developing mind. I agree with that. I think it should be an adult thing, just like alcohol. Grow up. Oh, and just like sex changes too, by the way. Grow up first. Once you're an adult, let's pick an age. I think 21's too old. I think 18 might be a little young. I don't know. Let's call it 19 or 20. Pick an age. I don't give a shit, but we need to pick an age. We need to come up with the age of majority. That's going to be it from now on. It counts to buying guns, signing contracts, smoking, drinking, whatever. Sex with other adults, whatever. That's the date we're going to use. 18, 19, 20. Pick your date. I think 21's ridiculous, though. I do. I think whatever date you pick, that also needs to date. That's the date that you can hire someone to go shoot people for our country. How about that? I cannot believe we send people to war and they go kill for us. And then we bring them back to our country and treat them like shit, and we still don't even let them have a beer or buy a bag. What is wrong with us? Man went overseas and fought. He did shit that's braver than most of us would be able to even muster. And yet he comes back and we won't even let him drink? Trust me, I'm not an alcohol fan, okay? But that's ridiculous. We've got to come up with an age. We need to come up with an age. Before this age, you're a child. After this age, you're an adult. Make up an age, because I'm sick of this. The Democrats want you to vote when you're 16. They want you to be 25 to smoke cigarettes. They want you to be 16 to vote. They want you to be 25 to own a gun, for instance. But they want you to be 21 to drink. They want you to be 25 to smoke. They want you to vote for president of the United States when you're 16 years old. We have got to figure out what the age of majority is. What is the age that a person becomes a sentient adult and can make all of their own decisions and determinations about themselves? What date is that? Because I don't believe in this. Well, you can own this kind of gun when you're 18, but you got to be 21 to own this kind of gun. But that's only in 36 states. There's 12 states that you got to be 20, and then there's 4 states that you got to be 24. And in these states, you got to get a stamp, and it's got to go here, and it's crazy. What are we doing? This state, it's 18 to smoke. This state, it's 21 to smoke. We can't figure out what a damn adult is. I'm trying not to swear here. We as a country and as a society and as a whole cannot come to a determination on what is the age of someone that they should be allowed to take out a loan, sign a contract, start a business, sign checks. What date should that be? buy guns, buy cigarettes, buy alcohol, buy weed. What date should those be? Shoot people in other countries. What date should that be? We've got to figure this out. And liberals, I'm sick of you guys thinking you can have it your own way. You want 16-year-olds to vote. You want people to be 25 to own handguns. You people are nuts. You're telling me there's a 9-year difference between the adult over here and the adult over here? No, what you're doing is you're doing what you always do when you cherry pick results and you tell your stories from your abstract points of view. This is all bullshit, okay? We need to come up with one day. 18 and a half. I don't care what it is. Just come up with a date for each individual human where they cross over that magical threshold and they can buy a beer on the way home. Why can't we come up with that? Why? Why? This bugs the shit out of me. This is one of those things that sticks in my craw like daylight savings time. We should fix this. There should be a national standard for something this simple. I'm for states' rights. This should be a national standard because we're talking about fighting in foreign wars. We're talking about serving your country. We're talking about signing yourself out of high school. We're talking about all these things that 18-year-olds can do and all the things that 18-year-olds cannot do. Oh, you got to be 19 for that. Got to be 20 for that. Can't drive a commercial vehicle till you're 21. Oh, nope, you can't. You can't do that. Nope, 23 to smoke in this state now. It's 23 to smoke. What are we doing? And it just, I don't know. Let's ask you guys. Let's start a poll here. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm putting what should the absolute age for adult be? You only get to choose one. For everything, from signing contracts to voting to drinking beer, shooting people, you tell me what it's going to be. It's going to be 18, 19, 20, 21. I think that's all it gives me is 4 choices. Yes. All right, there we go. Let's see where do you guys think it should be? This is a great poll. Where do you guys think it should be? There's 57 of you. Let's see if we can get over 50 votes. I really want to see, even if you're not chatting tonight, go in and just leave a vote for us. What do you think the age of a majority should be? The age of ascension, the age that you ascend into adulthood, the age that you can now make all of your own decisions. The day that you no longer have mom sitting in the doctor's office anymore. What day should that be? I'm anxious to see how this one comes out, to be honest with you. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. In this area, you got to be 21 to be a cop at most agencies, which I kind of agree with. But again, I really wish that we could come up with just one age for everything. We should just determine it. Or, and this is another thing I'm throwing out here that I don't necessarily want, but maybe there's some kind of thing you have to prove that you're an adult, or maybe when you're 16, you can go and challenge this. Kind of like we emancipate now. You can challenge it, or maybe you can wait till you're 19 or 20 and then go and, I don't know. The last thing I want is more bureaucracy and testing, because none of that ever works. Yeah. And thanks for your service, Life Shortwave. I don't understand it. I just want a standard, and I'm not even going to bitch. You guys tell me which one. If you make it 21, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not a kid. I'm not going to be a kid. So I don't really care. Hey, Yellow Rose, thank you very much. Drunk Forever just got a membership. So now you don't have to worry about, because if you're drunk, you don't have to worry about getting out your credit card now because you just got a gifted membership. See, that's awesome. Drunk forever. Thank you, Yellow Rose. I appreciate that. All right, and none of those ages are high enough. Yeah, for some of us old timers, we're like, I think those bastards should be 28 when they drive. They shouldn't be able to drive a forklift until they're 40 years old. But we do have to come up with something that works here. And yeah, and so far the poll is very split. I'm giving it a few more minutes. I'm giving it a few more minutes. We've had 19 votes so far. Come on, guys, give us a vote. I know some of you are on TVs, and it's kind of a bitch on a TV. Yellow Rose, thank you again. Another gifted membership. That's by the way, this is one of the main reasons I left it really inexpensive, so we can do it, and it's fun, and it's not, I'm not soaking people. Thank you very much, Yellow Rose. I do really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Nikki Clarkson just got a free membership, so thank you and welcome to the channel, and welcome aboard the Starship. You guys can pick up your uniforms from the quartermaster. All right, I say that to everybody. It doesn't mean anything. I've already had somebody send me an email. Where's the quartermaster? I just screwed around. I thought that was fun. Anyway. No trolls tonight. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, 20 votes. I'm going to end it. There's the poll. It looks like it looks like 21 won. Wow, I'm a little surprised. And then 18 came in second. So there's your range right there. And then you got some moderate folks out there that think are 19 or 20. Those none of that surprises me. That's about right. Your younger folks are probably voting that they think it should be 18, where your older folks are probably voting it should be 21. You shouldn't be allowed out of the house until you're 21. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, in dispatch, they have somewhat fixed that. I know a lot of states, and I think there's even something federally now that allows these guys to have a beer in their hand without getting arrested or something. Yeah, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think 21 to drink's ridiculous. But I think 18 to drink's a little young. I'm actually in the 19 or 20 range is where I'd like to see it. I want to split the difference. I think one's a little young, one's a little old. I want to split the difference. I think driving at 15 is too young. Down here, you can't drive by yourself until you're 16. At 15, you can get a learner's permit. 16, you drive by yourself. I'm in the camp that I think 16 is too young to be out in the car by yourself. That's just me. That's where I start drawing the line. I almost think driving a car should be 17 or 18. Most of these parents don't want their kids driving a car, and they only do it because their lazy ass doesn't want to get up and drive you to the skating rink or whatever. And so they let the kid drive the car, and if I had a kid, they wouldn't drive when they're 16, I don't think. It would depend on the child, but yeah, insurance thinks 25 is an adult. Rent a car, they think 26 is an adult. Yeah, it's crazy. There you go. Indiana, you travel over to Michigan so you could drink as a minor. I'm surprised the federal government doesn't have some stupid law about crossing state lines to get liquored up or something. I don't know. There probably is a law on bringing back more than a certain amount, though. Well, just like I said, every child is different, and I don't know what the absolute solution is. When you're talking about old people, I know 95-year-olds that get in a car and drive across states right now. I know 82-year-olds that had to stop driving. I know 65-year-olds that had to stop driving. So I think when we're talking about adults getting to the point where they can't do something anymore, obviously that's going to be up to the individual. There's just no way to put a date on that. Standards got it. There you go. Once you start shitting your pants on a daily basis, then yeah, maybe give up the keys. You don't want to clean that up in the car anyway. You have to. You have to. Most of my relatives give them up voluntarily, but it is pretty bad. It's a sad thing to have to do, to take the keys away from the person that taught you how to drive. That's bullshit. But hey, born in a fetal position, die in a fetal position. You have to report booze coming into Texas. Isn't that ridiculous? They do make adult diapers, yes. It depends on what you need. I don't know what I hear going on outside my house right now. There's something crazy going on out there. I don't even know if I want to know. It's either kids or animals. I can't tell. We got peacocks in the neighborhoods, chickens, roosters, cats, dogs. I don't know. There's a big pig that walks down the road a couple times a week. Truthfully, self-driving cars are going to eventually make our roads so much safer. They're, even right now, this is a misnomer. Every time a self-driving car gets in an accident, and by the way, there's self-driving cars working in all kinds of big towns right now, okay? And delivery vehicles that deliver food and all kinds of autonomous things working. And every time one of them bumps somebody in traffic, oh my God, oh my God. Well, let me tell you something. The truth is, mile for mile, right now, it's safer to ride in an autonomous vehicle than to drive it yourself. It's statistics, dude. These things are out driving tens of thousands of miles. They get in one fender bender. You go out and drive tens of thousands of miles, you're going to probably get in one too. The truth is, and of course, some of them never get in fender benders. So the truth is, what we're finding out, truthfully, with the whole thing is, when you look at the actual numbers, right now, it's probably slightly safer to take an autonomous vehicle than to drive yourself. Because the autonomous vehicle never looks away, it never looks down, it never drinks, it never sleeps, it never gets tired. It always has 50 different cameras looking at every single thing. And they're already, at least at slow speeds around town, safer than you driving. Right. And right now, if you're driving a car that's a self-automated car, you still, at this point, in most places, you still have to drive it. Like if it's a Tesla, you still have to sit there and drive the car. I know that it does a lot of the things for you, but you're still driving the car. And you can get arrested. They've already had people that say, I'm not driving, the Tesla was driving. No, you're driving. You're just having the Tesla do a lot of the work for you, but you're still technically driving. Once we get into autonomous vehicles, those require a lot more equipment on top and things like that. Once we get into those, you don't sit in the driver's seat. It's not DUI. You're perfectly good. But as long as you're just in an autonomous vehicle that does some of the driving for you, like a Tesla, or there's a lot of them now that they have steering mode. Obviously, they do speed control. They do self-braking. And a lot of them will even make corners and park in parking spots and they'll do different things. But the point is, on every one of those, you have to be sitting in the driver's seat and you have to have your hands on the wheel, and you're still responsible for whatever that car does. Therefore, you must be sober when you're doing that. But yes, eventually, there we go. It's going to be good. I, Robot's an amazing movie. As a matter of fact, I like Will Smith. Yes, he screwed up his whole life. He's an idiot. Whatever. I like him in movies. I loved him in Independence Day, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, he's a badass. I like him. But AI's a great. That movie's a great movie. I always say if you want to watch the timeline of the future, you watch Terminator 2, and then watch iRobot. Or no, wait a minute. It was iRobot first, then Terminator 1, then Terminator 2, and then The Matrix. Watch them in that order, and you'll get it all down. Yeah, he's an ass clown. I'm not going to defend him. I like his work. He's an ass clown. Yeah. Well, I had an older loved one that got one of those cars that does a lot of the stuff and has the backup braking and the forward braking and all that, and it does help them stay out of trouble, but it's not perfect. The Omega Man, yeah, I haven't seen that in a while, but an oldie but a goodie there. Yeah, and deploribus, they shouldn't run into too much of that because these cars are programmed to only go one or two over the speed limit at the most, if any. Most of them drive right at the speed limit, exactly. And so that must have been some kind of malfunction. It needs to be reported to the company. I think writing the company a $90 citation is a little stupid. It's something that needs to be fixed. Um, yep, you guys check out the UFO show. They're putting in the links for you guys. Great shows. Check those out. And let's see here. Yeah, and see, I never got into Lord of the Rings. I don't do any fantasy movies. I'm not even much on Star Wars because it's fantasy. I'm Soylent Green. They are people. I love that one. Charlton Heston, one of my favorite old timers. I love that guy. He was in Planet of the Apes, of course, which was a great sci-fi movie. Yeah, no kings unless it's one of the kings they like, because the left likes a lot of different kings. But they don't like our president, who's not a king, but they call him a king. I get confused. Look, I will say one thing about the No Kings rallies, whatever you want to call them, it's piss poor branding. Take it from someone that works in media, it's piss poor branding, okay? Oh my God. Yep, there's the link, guys. Go give them a sub, and that way you'll be reminded when they come on. They come on I think Tuesday and Thursday, 1 hour before this show. Yes, I talk Star Trek quite a bit. My channel's even based a little bit on Star Trek. I mean, I'm Starship Adventures. I've got all the Starship graphics going in the background and stuff. It's kind of the whole idea. The reason I got the idea of the name Starship Adventures was because I made this thing look like a starship inside, and it kind of all fit together when I was doing the rebrand a couple years ago. This was Saturday night, or I'm sorry, this was Friday Night TechNet. Friday Night TechNet was the name of it, and we did Zoom meetings with anywhere from 5 to 40 people every Friday night, and we would work on people's technical issues. We would go through troubleshooting on Windows. We troubleshoot other systems. We would build antennas. We would actually build antennas right on there. You can actually go back and watch all of this on my channel. I have not ever deleted a video off my channel. If we made it, it's on there. And you can go back and actually see our TechNet videos from 3, 4, 5 years ago, where we're building antennas and building infrastructure and systems and repeaters and just doing all kinds of really neat, highly technical. Problem is, I got to the end of all the stuff to do and I still didn't have that much of an audience. I had 400 or 500 subscribers in 2 years. I got 400 or 500 subscribers, and it was just like this isn't working. And so I moved away from ham radio. I still do ham radio on here, but that's not the main thrust of the channel anymore. And I went to something a lot wider, which is breaking news coverage, which is something I'm good at because I've either been in the fire service or been in the news business all my life. So it kind of came natural to me to just do breaking news and stuff like that. And then I add in the science and I add in the radio stuff and everything, and we have a good time. And I still have a lot of people in the chat room that are ham radio folks. You got some facts and forgot them all. Oh, there's my mama kitty. What you doing, kitty? By the way, I think I got 2 kittens instead of 1. I saw a gray thing dart back under the house. I'm starting to think she might have had 2 kittens. I'm going to do it 2 kittens. If I can catch them, I'll bring them in, show you. All right, guys, we're at 1 hour and 40 minutes. What else do we got going on tonight? Tell me whatever we got going on tonight, because I am going to be signing off here in about 15 minutes. Yep, welcome in, everybody. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the memberships and all that stuff. That's great. And we're building quite a channel here. You know, it takes a while on YouTube. It really does. But every night we get hundreds of people in here, sometimes thousands in here, and so it's great. Over on Saturday, yes, normally cats have as many as 6 or 8, but she normally she didn't have kittens for the longest time, and then all of a sudden she started having kittens. So now I got to catch her and get her fixed. So this is another second batch here. The other batch. There's 2 other batches. One of those was adopted by my call screener, and the second one lives here. We take care of him, and now I think I have 2 more. But I've got to catch her. I'm gonna have to get a trap or something. She lets me just touch her, maybe a little petting, if she's eating, but she's and I hate doing it, but I'm gonna have to just grab her and take her down and get her fixed. I got to. She's not having no more kittens. Yes, normally they have a lot of kittens, but she's a little teeny inbred cat that's from down the street. And I've been taking care of her. It's actually Mama Bleep's. I believe it's Mama Bleep's cousin or sister. They're all from the same lineage. They're all a bunch of inbred cats. This whole neighborhood's full of them. And I'm getting them fixed as quick as I can. I've gotten, in the 15 years I've lived here, I've gotten over 70 cats fixed. 60 plus anyway. I don't want to exaggerate. All right, Mark, have a good night. Yes, I'm getting ready to sign off too. I'm looking for any last minute comments. Yeah, instead of fixed, it should be called broken. I agree. Yeah, that baby Siamese is precious. They always have these beautiful blue eyes. I think the other one's gray. I think there's a gray one now. I've got 3 gray cats and 3 or 4 black cats, and 1 big fluffy orange one. When I was growing up, I never wanted an orange cat. I'm like, I don't like orange cats. I don't want an orange cat. A friend of mine had an orange cat. It was an asshole. And later in life, my dad gets an orange cat. I end up loving that cat. It was a great cat. And now I've got a big fluffy orange one, and it turned out he's a great cat too. So nothing wrong with orange cats, I'll tell you. Uh, wow. All right, let me just make sure there's been no news come in. Oh, why am I so stuffy tonight? There was one other quick story I had. Let me see if I can find it. If not, we'll do it tomorrow night. Oh, wow, this just dropping. Federal election compliant. The federal election is a federal election complaint is now alleging that AOC has misused campaign funds for psychiatric services. So she's been seeing a shrink with her campaign money. What is wrong with these people? First of all, shrink ain't gonna fix that. Rob Schneider, I don't know what's up with him. I like this guy. Don't get me wrong. He a lot of times he has great points. He's pushing for prescription service, basically, for military draft for all people 18 years old and up. He's I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. He believes that everyone should just go and serve 1 year in the military, like they do over in Israel. But anyway, that's kind of a crazy thing. I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe that the way to teach somebody about freedom is to take theirs away. I also don't want to fight alongside people who are not willing participants. All right. I never agreed with the whole conscientious observer thing. I don't like drafting everybody into an army. I like it being an all-volunteer army. That way everybody's there and they're fighting what they need to, they're fighting because they want to fight. So yeah, I don't believe in that. I just don't. I don't believe in that service. Now, for Israel, it works, and I think for them, it's probably a good thing because over there they live in a war zone. They're always being attacked, and when they get out of the military, they keep their gun. They take it home. They put it under their bed, and then that way, when they get invaded or something, everybody goes and gets their guns, and all the people that used to be in the military are now back on the street fight. So I like it. I think it's a good thing for them. For us, it is not. We're not there. We don't need to be there. I could not imagine what that would look like, rounding up a bunch of 18-year-olds and telling them they got to go live in the woods for a year in a barracks and shit in a line of toilets and do exactly what they're told and get screamed and yelled at and get up every morning at the butt-ass crack of dawn and run 5 miles. I'm telling you what. I don't. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. It's just something that can't happen. So Rob Schneider, good actor, dude, and even right of center mostly politically, but still, I don't agree with you on this one. I just don't. I don't believe in any kind of mandatory service like that. And it would be you're right, William. It would be a gigantic tax burden, and it's unnecessary. I think you would build more negative sentiment and you would build animosity more than you would build patriotism and camaraderie. But that's just me. I don't think something like that would work with people anymore. And then you want to take their phones away for that long too? Most of them would die of some kind of rejection anyway. Dreadnought, I never understood it either. I don't understand it either. But you cannot just sit around and ignore it. When there's a threat, you have to address it. Now, how they address it is usually back-assward and wrong, but you do have to address it. It'd be nice if we could just sit here and not worry about the rest of the world, but they would eventually come after us. Yeah. And the whole getting along thing, I'm no longer for getting along. I don't want anything to do with getting along, actually. I'm not meeting you. I'm not meeting the left halfway down the road to hell. Burt Gum, I've never heard of it. Yes. I do believe that the new Kurtzman Trek has ruined Star Trek. I don't believe that it's over. I think that they could get back to making real Star Trek. We had so many seasons of really good television, and then Kurtzman came along, and he's been making mostly garbage. Did he make a few good episodes? Yeah, out of the first 20 episodes of Enterprise, 14 of them are good. But there's also two in there that make that ruin that are damaging to the franchise. Musical episodes and ignorant fantasy horse shit episodes. And then you got Discovery. That whole thing was a shit show, start to finish. That was a woke ass shit show. All these cartoons, shit shows, and then boom, now we've got Academy, which literally out shit showed the shit shows. It was the Grand Poobah master flagship of all shit shows. Starship, woke Trek Academy, Kurtzman Trek, Shark shit Trek Academy, and that was the worst Star Trek they've ever made. And now we're going to have to suffer through a second year of that shit. I only watched it because I'm one of these people. I'm not going to bitch about something unless I watch it. All right? I'm not going to tell you how bad a concert is if I didn't go to the concert. I'm not going to tell you how bad the chicken is if I didn't eat the chicken. All right? And that's kind of the way I am. So I watched all 10 of these dreadful, dreadful, horrible episodes of Wokeman's Kurtz Trek Academy. And, it was just shit. It was terrible. Everybody's gay. Everybody's gay. They broke canon so many ways. They've got a lesbian woman, Jim Hadar. Jim Hadar don't have sex. They don't have any sex. They're all male gender-ish, but they don't have a sex. There is no girls. They break canon constantly. Calling for forward shields when the ship's behind the ship. I mean, it was just some shit, terrible. And you know what it was? It was like it reminded me of like a WB show or you know what it was? It was 90210 in space or some stupid shit. I couldn't stand it. And now what do we do? What do we do for Star Trek? Where do we go from here? I don't know. I'll tell you what we have to do first of all. Kurtzman should not only be fired, he should be walked off the plank, okay? No one ever in Hollywood should speak to this man again. But see, they love him there because he puts out this woke drivel that those Hollywood types like. Do you know that these episodes, the first episode of this, got 88% of critics approved of it? And only 35% of the audience actually approved of it. What does that tell you? Hollywood loves it. The people hate it. That's what it tells you. That was one of the biggest splits that you're ever going to find. Tremors was good for a cheesy movie. American flags. I've got a bunch of flags. I got 3 or 4 flags here from caskets that were casket flags. I've got a number of flags. I love flags. I got one right on top of my page up there. Oh, the guy into guns. I remember it. Reba's husband, right? No, I have not seen it yet, Deploribus. I will. I came out here today and just, I tried working on, and I just had a bad day trying to get everything going out here today. It was just, I didn't get much working today. I had that weird power drop in the middle of the night that I didn't even finish telling you guys about. I came out here after the power dropped. I mentioned earlier that I woke up at 4 in the morning because my internet went out and my TV wasn't playing my sleep music anymore. And so I came out here to see what was going on and make sure there wasn't a problem out here because Mama sleeps out here. It kind of makes me nervous. So first sign of trouble, I ran out here. and everything's fine. I don't smell it, no ozone or smoke or nothing. Everything's fine, but half the shed's dark. Half the studio's completely out. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I go out to the pole, and in my box that I put on the back of the pole for this building and my exterior lighting, one of my 2 breakers is blown. My air conditioner's got an error code 29, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I had to cycle things a few times. I finally got the air working again. I got everything turned back on, but I don't know what happened. I sometimes there's a power spike that comes down, a hit, and it will cause one of your breakers to blow out, to pop. I don't know. This has never happened before. There was only several amps on that circuit, not near enough to pop my 20 amp breaker that I had on that circuit. So, I don't know. Those breakers are 6 years old, but they should last a lot longer than that. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. In very old breakers, you can actually get breakers with weak springs, and they'll actually start to pop prematurely or pop when there's less problem than they should pop at. But this is not the case. So I don't know what to do with this. I guess what I'm going to do is just nothing and see if it happens again. But anyway, that's what took out all 4 of my Starship Adventures, Starship After Dark live streams. All went off the air at 4:15 in the morning, Eastern time. And that was because of that partial power outage here involving my breaker out back. So I don't know what the deal is. But everything, I got the 2 main ones back up, and they're going overnight tonight. Oh, well, Dreadnought, if you're going to stream after this, you tell them where you're going to be, and they can go see what you're doing. I don't mind. You've been in for a while. Just put in my channel is, and then just type the name is the best way to do it. Or if it's the same channel you're on right now, then we can just click that and go straight to you. But yeah, if you're on right after me, if you're getting ready to go on, tell them about it, because I'm getting ready to go off. Yep, that's what I thought too, because I do run half of this on the left leg and half of this on the right leg like you're supposed to. And the air conditioner actually runs on both. It's a 220 unit. But the rest of the shed, I've got the circuit that runs all the computers is on one side, and then the circuit on the other side runs mostly lighting and stuff like that. Yeah, we're Eastern here. I do everything in Eastern time. Even people in Central are kind of used to hearing things in Eastern time. But yeah, that's how I do it. Yep, hit that like and subscribe. Everything I do on this channel is hosted. So hit that notification bell and you'll know when I go on live. All right, guys, last call for the chat room. I'm getting ready to head out. The golfing community has come out, and they all feel that Tiger Woods needs to get his shit under control. And I tend to agree. Johnny Manziel's now come out with a statement in very blunt words. Get your shit together, man. I don't know if those were the words or not, but blunt words nevertheless. And I agree. First of all, asshole, you have $1 billion. He has $1 billion, which means he could have got, now I want you guys to hear this, for his ride home, he could have got 2.2 million ride shares. Yeah, he could have afforded 2.2 million Ubers. And all he needed was one. All he needed was one, but he had enough to get 2.2 million of them. And he still didn't get one. What in the hell is he out doing driving? You know, this is his 4th accident. I've drove a lot more miles than this guy, and I have a lot less accidents. Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, a chauffeur, he should have a personal bodyguard chauffeur all the time. Look at the money he's got. What are you doing? God, if I had that kind of money, there'd be somebody cooking my food, cleaning my house, driving my car. Are you kidding me? And I'm not like that, but still, I would definitely have my house cleaned, and I would, and if I was going to go drinking, I would definitely have someone drive me. Come on. Yep, William, that's true. And if I do notice any problems or disparities just on one side or the other, then yeah, it's probably the transformer. We have a single phase that comes down the street, and then the transformer splits it into two phases. You know how it works. But the three phase is way down the road, so it just comes down our little road here with just two wires, basically, a hot and a ground. Or a hot and a neutral, I guess you would call it. All right, everybody, I guess we're going to call it. I do appreciate it. I made a new song tonight, and it's cheesy. I don't like it. It's dumb. So I'm not going to play it. But I do I'm probably the only show on the internet that has custom music 3 or 4 days a week. But I like custom music. I like the music to match what's going on the show. And so, and it doesn't take that long to make now that it's all AI. And of course, with no copyright concerns, it's great. Yep. No problem, Dispatch. Throw it in there one more time, everybody. Don't forget the UFO channel. All right, guys, we're going to see you guys. That's UFO Podcast. Don't forget that. Go give them a sub. Well, Dreadnought, you're always welcome. You guys know that. Everybody's welcome here. Even if you don't agree with us politically, you're still welcome. Your opinions are welcome. I may correct them. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Everybody have a good one out there. I'm going to see my mom in the morning. I always enjoy that. You know, you get to that point in your life where you got that special someone that you're trying to spend as much time with as you can. And we're there. So I'm doing that tomorrow. We'll probably go walk through the mall or something, you know, where we can spend a few hours together. And then I'll go on to work and produce quality radio. And then I'll be home to produce here on YouTube. So it'll be a full day for me tomorrow. But there you go. That's what we got going on. And I guess that's about it tonight. There's that podcast UFO. You guys check that out. Go give them a sub. And it's a very interesting subject that we do hit on here every now and then as well. I used to run Florida Paranormal Research. It was my team. And I did paranormal research for years. And I love science. I love paranormal research. I also am retired police, fire, EMS. And I also currently work in the media as a radio producer. So I have all these different areas that I source from when I talk to you guys about things. And I love it. And so, yeah. All right. So, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. I guess that's about it. My name's Ian. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth here on Starship Adventures. I do appreciate everybody being here tonight. It's been my pleasure to be the host. Thank you for the gift memberships, Yellow. Thank you, everybody that came in. Thank you to my moderators and my members of the crew. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow night right here at 9 p.m. for another episode of the Sights and Sounds of Earth. I'll tell you what, I'll play out tonight a song I haven't played in like a month. It's Woke Trek Academy. It's a Kurtzman Trek. Woke Trek Academy is the name of the song. And I think you'll find it quite funny. All right, guys, here you go. We'll see you guys later. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. 7-3s, everybody. Have a good night out there. This is Starship Adventures signing off.
Yeah, this one's for the real Trekkies. The ones who remember when Star Trek meant something. Alex Kurtzman, you hack. Consider this your send-off. You killed the franchise and we're singing over the grave. I used to be my pride, watch the stars unfold. Bold explorers, logic sharp, stories pure as gold. Then came Kurtzman, Grim Reaper in a suit, turned the Enterprise into a woke-ass reboot. 'Cause in the day that clown sniffed around the set, now it's teen drama trash, the franchise is dead. Greatest sci-fi ever? No, not anymore. You shot all over Roddenberry's core. Oh, Alex Kurtzman, you ruined Star Trek, woke Trek forever. What a pathetic wreck. Barefoot captains, pajama queens on the bridge, cadets fat and whiny playing high school gigs, DA checklists, virtue signaling lectures, forced gay pandering feelings over vectors. You hate the show, you hate the fans, you hate the dream. Starfleet Academy, more like a bad fever dream. Beat me the hell out of here, Scotty, I'm done. Captain Nalaka, Holly Hunter's barefoot joke, strutting in PJ's no shoes, someone's got a fetish poke. Talks like gravel in her mouth, sits like a smug damn cat, refuses to split a kid from a crook. Starfleet, where's that at? Oh, power to forward shields while getting hit from behind. Technical idiocy shows you got no mind. Women always stronger, smarter, morally supreme. Men bumbling props in your feminist fever dream. Cadets supposed to be elite, fat, dumb, and out of shape, whining about love triangles, homesick tears on tape. Insubordination daily, no discipline in sight. Mouth off to superiors, get a hug, yeah, that's right. Flat as cardboard, one
Mason's garbage on tears, forced drama galore, teen soap on Nickelodeon, couldn't be more poor.
Viewership tanked, charts dropping like red shirts in a fight. Low scores ain't bombing.
Vance just saw the light. Discovery Picard, strange new worlds too. Lower decks tried, but you poisoned that crew.
Turned hope and exploration into leftist lecture halls. Discipline's oppression, men are useless.
Women got balls.
Over-reliance on Easter eggs, desperate and sloppy. No fresh ideas, just wrecking what's copied. Kurtzman,
Your secret hideout, king of the con.
you don't get Trek, you hate it, and it's gone. Oh, Alex Kurtzman, you ruined Star Trek. Woke Trek forever. What a pathetic wreck. Barefoot captains, pajama queens on the bridge. Cadets fat and whining, playing high school gigs. DA checklists, virtue signaling lectures. Force gay pandering, feelings over vectors. You wrote the epitaph, killed the best franchise alive. Starfield Academy, proof the dream don't survive. Beam me the hell out of here, Scotty.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. So skip this trash, real fans, let it die in the dark. Kurtzman, take your woke coat and shove it where it sparks.
All right, everybody, this does conclude our broadcast day. Yeah, I let the whole thing play for you there. That is the Sights and Sounds of Song of Earth theme song right there. And there you go. This does conclude our broadcast day here on Starship Adventures. This has been the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian. Have a pleasant night and a safe tomorrow. Good night, America and around the world. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern right here for the Sights and Sounds of Earth. Good night, everybody. 7 3s, KO4 EFS QSY.